You know, because as you probably can tell, depending on where you are in this video now, I have decided that I gotta cut this up, but I didn't want to go back and redo what I had done already. But I had to cut this up because I realized I got like over 30 minutes of conversation to tell y'all about this, right? So MyLeague is the truth. It is the truth. It's the truth in the booth, the lifer and the cipher. I'm trying to tell you, it's beastly. If you dig franchise modes, it's the greatest franchise mode probably ever made, man. I mean, I really can't. I can't. Madden had a real cool one a while back. You could create teams and put them all in and stuff. But man, this is a beast, right? So some people are like I think this question even came up. Somebody was like, well, what's the difference between MyLeague and MyGM? Well, the difference between MyLeague and MyGM is really a couple things. Like with MyGM, you can actually, you know, last year, you know, you had the conversation piece where you had to say the right things to the media, say the right things to the coaches, say the right things to the players. All of that's still in, but none of that's in MyLeague. MyLeague is just straight out. It doesn't have all of that aspect to it. It's just the games and the managing of the trades and the free agencies and the drafts and all that kind of stuff. That's what that is. You can actually 150 slots for your draft class. So when I make my draft class this year, man, this bad boy better be all inclusive. But this is the weird thing about that, though. I'm gonna tell you though, is like this. I mean, the draft is 60 picks long. You know. Now you can have some undrafted free agents, but it's 60 picks long. So this is what I decided to do for my draft class. You know what? 20-second timeout. 20-second timeout. I need a TO, baby. I'm not gonna talk about that yet. I'm gonna talk about that when I just talk about my whole overall experience, not necessarily talking about NBA 2K exclusively, but I'm gonna tell y'all about that in a second. So y'all can tell I'm like winging it up in this boy, bam. But yeah, MyGM, that's the difference. That's the difference between MyGM and MyLeague for the most part. Still a cool, awesome mode, especially if you want to incorporate that stuff. But they have really done a lot to move away from VC because most people didn't like it. Most people was like, well, I gotta spend money to be competitive. You know, the VC thing is still there with MyLeague, with my team. But in MyGM, you had to like spend VC just to be able to like alter your rotations or something. It was crazy, just too much. So they've done some stuff to distance the game in those modes. The modes that are primarily meant to be offline modes, like player. I don't play online, brother. That's how people that, you know, who just play MyLeague is probably feeling, or just play MyGM is probably feeling. Like, I don't play on MyLeague. I don't play online, so why are you trying to give me online concepts in my offline experience? You feel me? So I'm glad that they try to move away from that, you know. But that's really all I can think of. It's more than off the top of my head. I don't know off the top of a couple people's heads. But that's all I can really think about, man. You know, it's dope. I love it. It is. The game itself is stacked. Somebody asked me a one word to describe NBA 2K15, and basically right now I'd say stacked, because it is stacked with features and you know obviously stuff I didn't talk about. You know, things that may not be my forte, but may be the absolute bee's knees for somebody else, right? But it's man, it's full of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Of to do. So it's like, man. So say for instance, you do decide, well, I'm gonna be a MyLeague dude for right now. But all along, you got my team, you got my career, you got whatever else over there that you haven't touched that could take you down a whole nother line of playing the game for a long time. They are packing this. They pack this title with features. Pack it with features, man. Some of this stuff, it really packed this stuff with features, man. Some of this stuff might even blow people's minds when they see it. I mean, some of the stuff is just that dope, you know. So we'll see, man. Y'all stay tuned for the next videos that I do. I'm only gonna do one video. it's gonna be kind of like a state of the channel thing, because going to this community team up really kind of was dope for me. It was really dope for me. Beyond just the experience of getting to play the game, whatever. You know, I've met devs several times, met tons of athletes, interviewed guys and all that. All that's cool. But this trip right here was something different for me. And I'm going to tell y'all why. So y'all stay tuned for that video, because it's going to be very important in regards to my channel moving forward. I'm going back and forth on how much I'm going to cut this video up. If I'm going to let it just be this one long joint, or I'm going to cut it up in about 2 or 3. I don't really know yet. But in any case, like this video like the ones you saw before. Subscribe, follow, and God bless.